right, everyone. Welcome to the logic session of Immanuel. Look, most of you don't care what all these little bricks mean and what logic is, and I agree with you. I barely care myself. So this is like a timeline. You know, if I were to skip around here, there's a section, there's a section, there's a section, and that's your outro, right? And then I have this. This is my mixer. And my mixer down here is a bunch of stuff that makes zero sense. Because this is like a foreign language to me. Even now, you know, I'm looking at this going, what does this mean? Does any of it mean anything? Probably not. Immanuel opens with wind and bells. I'm going to just let the track keep playing, and we'll zoom into a few sections that are of interest, because I don't want to do everything. I don't want to stress you guys out. The bells. These are my dad's sleigh bells, and without effects, that's me jumping around like a horse in my studio in Kentucky. The wind. Oh my God, I love the wind. Oh my God, that's so nostalgic. That is so nostalgic. You notice how the piano is just peaking like crazy? It's so loud. I think at this time, I was just putting mics up in front of the piano, hoping that all would go well. It's very intimate. It's very close. I used 2 Mojave condenser mics in front of the piano, and then I used a ribbon mic in stereo behind the piano. So, you know, one kind of mic is getting this right here. This is right, that's the ribbon mic behind it, and then the other mics, lot more definition. I like this little moment here. Oh, the bells. Yes, please. That's Maggie playing fiddle right there. Here comes the first chorus. Timbre, I love you. So what's going on there? Let's zoom in on that real quick. This is a section I feel like we can spend a few minutes in. These are all layers made with Omnisphere, which is a software program from Spectrasonics that has tens of thousands of sounds and helps you organize them and categorize them. And when you find a sound you like, there's this option called Sound Match you can click, and it'll find all the sounds in the whole library that sound similar but are variants. So once I dialed in this one here, these two right here, bell tones, I started finding stuff like this that sounds almost like a soprano. It almost sounds like an erhu, which is a Chinese instrument. E-R-H-U, erhu. Oh wow, that's very resonant. What do we got down here? So all together, all that stuff sounds like this. Then we bring in timbre's voice on top. right? Now, how about the strings? What are the strings doing there? Dude, that's Chris Coleman. And Maggie Lander. Dear Lord. Dear Lord. So this is Maggie right here. What has she got going on with her fiddle? Violin is like very proper, but this is very fiddle. Very romantic. Oh my God, I love that. And it's softened, right? Because I wanted the song to feel like and sound like it was snowing outside. So if I remove all this here, this is what it'll sound like. My guess is it's this. It's the Metafilter plugin from Waves, which I used to use a lot. I don't use it anymore. See this here. This means everything that's yellow is being shaved off. That's all the high frequencies. So if I bypass it, so if I tried to play this section back full fidelity, it kind of competes with Timbre's voice. But if you soften it, it lets her voice be the main thing, right? High frequencies, that's how you get volume. That's how pop music is so loud. Pop music is such an anomaly and such a gift because of how loud it can get. But this, I wanted to keep it softer. Now this is Chris's stuff, which I think is a little more sharp. That's a fake viola I played on a sample library. Is that not outrageous, dude? Now, Chris Coleman, I know you're watching and you're probably cringing, saying, I could do so much better. Guess what? We don't care. The listening public, we don't care. You're incredible. That is so romantic. Dear God. Chris Coleman, the greatest Christmas gift ever given to me in my entire life. Okay, all together. I think this is on tempo too. It is. And here come the synths. The little plucky synths. Let's look at these while they're playing. So you have this one. Omnisphere, dark space plucks. Then you have this, the bouncy plucker. Very uninteresting, but when layered, okay. Now we're getting ready to hear the first analog synthesizer you'll hear in this track. Starting quiet. There we go. Let's go over here to this section. Maybe we'll loop this for a second. There we go. That's the Prophet 12. You hear how it sounds kind of wonky? But listen, when I layer it, without the Prophet, with, yes, please. And look, I added the piano because the piano on its own, you know what I mean? Like the track without these synths, listen. Absolutely not. There we go. You need the synths. It's like the Velt from Deadmau5. You know the song, the Velt. These beautiful sawtooth, and this is in my song Indigo as well. I think it's even in the same key. Dude, Maggie. I give up. It clears right here. Dude, it clears. And look, I named this section Starry Fields over Nebraska. Because I remember there was a really specific night in 93 or 94 that we were driving home from a church service at night, and my dad was playing Mannheim Steamroller. And I looked up through the suburban windows into the starry night, into the sky, and I could see snowdrifts over the fields. And I was like, this is what Christmas looks like. So I go back to that place right here. This is some of the Omnisphere stuff I was telling you about. You know, I'll just zoom in on this real quick. These little moments, for example. Like, what is that? What is that, 80s? 90s? With a lot of delay, cave stalactites mixed with magic sequencer. Now this part, notice I'm playing the metronome and nothing lines up. Why is that? Because I went in and out of using a metronome and not using a metronome on the song. This is all played with no metronome because it felt a lot, doesn't it feel, to me it feels more natural. It's like a subtle thing, but when you've given people, as a music producer, when you've given people a lot of content on tempo, one of the main ways to sort of cleanse our palate is to do something off tempo. So same instruments, right? This is the same piano. There's noticeably less production in the song, but we're just sort of floating. And we're getting ready to go back on tempo. Oh, here we go. I love this moment. This is how I get us back. That's very Mannheim Steamroller right there, if you've ever heard his work. That bell tone. Chris Coleman. time. Every freaking time I hear that. This is one of those few songs that I hear. We played in our house around Christmas that every single time I go, did I really write that? And the answer is no, because, you know, the melodies of these songs are public domain. No one really owns them. So I didn't write them. I just produced my version of these. But every time, dude. Sorry, I have to go back. I have to go. We're gonna, these strings. Oh my God. Dude, the dissonance, do you hear that in there as they're going? I'm gonna bring in the arpeggiations. The bass first. Now, Tambra's voice was recorded on a USB microphone, okay? She did the recording herself. Tambra, I give you 100 out of 100 for the quality report on your recording. Now, let's listen very quickly to her voice without any of this faff, as the Brits say, okay? And everything I'm taking off, I mean, do you care? Do you really care? Does it matter? There is some reverb you can hear that I probably printed into her voice.
Would you ever do that again?
I wouldn't. So Aiden asked if I would do that again. Would I print reverb into someone's voice? Not the main vocal track. I would maybe create an alternate version that had the reverb printed in. But check this out. This little plugin here called Black Hole, I used a lot at that time. And this is what her voice sounds like with a lot of it on. I had her at, what, about 46 there? Check this out, too. This thing called pre-delay. It's at 104 milliseconds. Dude, if I crank it up. So it's changing how quickly or slowly the reverb comes in. So this plugin, though, it just adds this buoyancy. That is so much reverb right there. That is so much reverb. But no pitch correction, okay? I did not pitch correct this. And if I would have, it would have said something like CORR at the end of the waveform. Dude, this is all her. Isn't that unbelievable? What is that? Yeah, you see you have these little bells here. The water chime. Lullabies. That's kind of fun. That's what we call a melody that exists because I didn't know what else to do. Okay, here we go. Back in. Oh, no. I don't even know my own song. This is one of those leads that I don't know what it is or why it's there. But it's worth it when the sub bass hits again here. Dude. Yes. Bring us back, Chris Coleman. Comes this modified O Come O Come Immanuel lead. It's like half of it. That's what that is. Very 80s. I leave all this space. See, I don't know that I would leave space like this in my music now. I should. But that's been like 15, 20 seconds of just a tail. So this is Chris doing these little harmonics. Absolutely beautiful harmonic work. And then this, I kind of like this. Boys choir. What I did, I bounced like a child, bells around my neck. I don't know if this was exciting for you, the viewing audience, but this was very thrilling for me. We just took a trip down Immanuel Lane with sleigh bells and wind. I pray you've been bundled up this whole time and that you have a cozy fire burning in your fireplace, not in the midst of your home. And that you have a very Merry Christmas. See you next time.